Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Caiden Cowger program, broadcasting from West Virginia. It is great to have you with us. So, y'all want to hear some really good news? After today's show, the next time that you hear my voice, Donald Trump is going to be president. I tell you, this is great. We have to get Obama out of there. It's time for him to go. Good riddance. See you later. Obama is still, as we were talking about on the last program, is still doing every effort that he possibly can to drag his feet in the sand, drag his heels, and maintain power. It's absolutely pathetic. Obama just commuted a terrorist. He just commuted a terrorist. We have an article here from Fox News, and it reads, he was convicted of trying to overthrow the government and named a leader of a terrorist group that bombed public buildings and killed people. Now, President Obama's decision to commute the sentence of FALN member Oscar Lopez Rivera has sparked outrage from terror victims. So, Obama has just reduced the sentence of a convicted terrorist. Now, remind you, he just completely gave this Bradley Manning, or Chelsea Manning. He was a he, but now he transitioned into a transgender woman, and Obama pardoned him. Well, now he's pardoned a terrorist. We're just working up the totem pole. I'm disgusted by what the president did. It's a travesty, said Joe Connor, whose father was killed in an infamous FALN terrorist bombing in Manhattan. We have the audio bit here from Fox News. I want you to go ahead and listen to this. This is Brett Baer reporting.
Obama is also taking heavy criticism for commuting the sentence of a convicted terrorist. Senior correspondent Eric Shawn has that story from New York.
It was the terrorist bombing of an American landmark, where George Washington bid farewell to his troops. The 1975 attack on New York City's Francis Tavern. The culprit, the Puerto Rican independence group, the FALN. Now President Obama's decision to commute the sentence of convicted FALN leader Oscar Lopez Rivera, who has been serving a 70-year prison term, is sparking outrage from the FALN's victims.
The enemies of our country are being rewarded and treated as if they're heroes. And what we hear is that Oscar Lopez didn't get to know his family. Well, neither did my father.
Joe Connor's father, Frank, was one of the 4 people killed that day. 60 others were injured. It was one of more than 70 bombings in the 1970s and 80s for which the FALN took credit. In 1981, Lopez Rivera was convicted of seditious conspiracy to overthrow the U.S. government. He became a cause célèbre among supporters who call him a freedom fighter, imprisoned for his political beliefs.
The President of the United States, this President Obama, has really shown that we have to reach a level of reconciliation.
But Joe is not so ready to forgive.
There's no political prisoners. The United States does not hold political prisoners. These people were terrorists.
The president's move cuts Lopez Rivera's sentence short by 34 years. He will walk out of the Terre Haute, Indiana federal prison a free man on May 17th. And President Trump, by law, cannot reverse his predecessor's decision. Brett?
Eric, thank you.
So there you go. That is from Fox News. They're reporting there Obama just commuted a terrorist. Is it clear to you yet that Obama's intentionally trying to destroy the United States of America, and that all of his policies were to intentionally destroy the country? I mean, Obama ran on destroying America. You guys do know that, right? He just masked it with this gibberish terminology that dumbfounded liberals could not understand. Because Obama ran on fundamentally transforming the United States of America, did he not? He ran on fundamentally transforming the country. And sure enough, that's exactly what he's done. He's been destroying the nation. What is the foundation of the United States of America? The foundation of this country is the United States Constitution. Has the Constitution changed its interpretation since Obama has become president? Yes, it has. Just look at what the Supreme Court has done. I mean, guys, it's absolutely pathetic. This man has been out to destroy America from the get-go. And now he is freeing the terrorists. He is now commuting terrorists. And then we have the other guy, Bradley Manning, that he just released. And he's given him a free pass, saying, oh yeah, it's all right to release information to WikiLeaks, as long as it's compromising our intelligence, as long as it's compromising the safety of this country. It's perfectly fine to leak whatever you want to WikiLeaks. But you pick on Hillary Clinton, you pick on the Democrats, they are off limits. Now, guys, I talked about this briefly yesterday, and I was listening to a commentary from the Rush Limbaugh show. And it aired actually today, or I take that back, it aired yesterday. And it was a really good commentary. I want you to go ahead and listen to this. But Rush was saying the same exact thing that I said on my show yesterday. Rush said that it's now okay, I guess, to leak confidential information to WikiLeaks as long as it's pertaining to the military. Go ahead and listen to this. Rush had a really great take on it.
Okay, to Chelsea Manning here, who used to be Bradley Manning. Obviously a confused individual. I guess what it means now, ladies and gentlemen, is that it's okay to leak confidential information to WikiLeaks. This is what this clown did. In fact, this is how WikiLeaks came to fame. This is how, WikiLeaks had been there and doing what they do on a small scale basis. But here came then Bradley Manning, a very confused and angry member of the U.S. military, and who had become a good liberal by becoming convinced the United States was the problem in the world. So he stole a bunch of military documents, Defense Department documents, government military secrets, and he gave them to Julian Assange at WikiLeaks.
Yep.
And Obama just commuted his sentence. Obama just pardoned a guy who committed treason by giving a bunch of data to WikiLeaks, which I guess now it's okay to have confidential information leaked to WikiLeaks. I guess it's perfectly fine to have WikiLeaks involved in the American judicial process. And I guess it would be safe to say that Ashley, no, what is it? What am I supposed to do? Chelsea. You know, I actually keep wanting to say Peyton Manning, and I know it's not Peyton, it's Chelsea Manning, has hacked the pardon process. But apparently it's okay. It's okay. He hacked the pardon process to get a pardon. It's perfectly fine. Just like Putin hacked the election, Manning hacked the pardon process. I don't see the difference, folks. I really, really don't. Okay, since I've talked about, this is going to be a soundbite here on this Manning business. Drive-bys having trouble understanding why Obama would side with Assange on Manning and why he would pardon Manning, because that pardons WikiLeaks. And back then they loved WikiLeaks, but of course WikiLeaks, big enemy number one now. So we have a montage, people from CNN and a couple other places on this. Give a listen.
It's just a very bizarre situation that we're in right now. Democrats, who are the law and order party, political party, when it comes to the Russians, the Republicans, when it comes to Chelsea Manning, very bizarre.
This is a person who is not liked by many Democrats.
It's quite controversial, a hard case for the president to make.
The Obama administration has made a big deal of the fact that the WikiLeaks served as an arm of the Russian intelligence services, which stole documents from Democrats and then released them through WikiLeaks in order to harm the campaign of Hillary Clinton. A lot of people were surprised by this decision.
6 years later, everything is pretty much reversed. Democrats almost universally despise WikiLeaks and view Julian Assange as a traitor. There's a lot of support on the right now for WikiLeaks.
I wouldn't call it support on the right for WikiLeaks. What the left is the focus here, because all of these people in the media are exactly right. Their heads are spinning, because they have been conditioned over the last year and a half to hate WikiLeaks, to hate Julian Assange, to link him with Putin as agents of defeat for Hillary Clinton. But you go back WikiLeaks used to be a hero. Assange was a hero because they made it possible for this Manning character to leak American secrets, and they celebrated it all. And now here comes Obama pardoning this guy who committed treason and built WikiLeaks up, and they're confused. They don't know why Obama did it, because this makes WikiLeaks look like an ally. It makes Manning look like an ally, and WikiLeaks look at Obama's got some explaining to do. He is going to explain why he did it. We know why he did it. Of course we know why he did it, but he'll never say. I mean, whatever his explanation is not going to be the real reason why he did it. Bottom line is, I guess it's okay to leak confidential information damaging to the United States to WikiLeaks. Man, because we've pardoned the guy who did it. And in the same process, we've sort of pardoned Assange. And let me decline that. It's a wrong number. Nobody ever calls me. And then on the other side of this, we would have to say that this guy, WikiLeaks, has now pardoned or hacked the pardon process. I love it. I absolutely love all this.
So there you have Rush Limbaugh's take on what was going on pertaining to the Bradley Manning controversy, where he has been released by Obama, getting out in May along with a terrorist. So let's look at all of the bad deals that Obama has made. You have the Iran deal. You have where he traded in 5 terrorist leaders for Bergdahl, a traitor to the United States military, putting terrorist leaders back on the front lines to attack the United States, kill more Americans. He did that, released them. Now he's released out of the blue another terrorist from an organization that has been reported. It's a Puerto Rican terrorist group called FALN, Oscar Lopez Rivera. He's out now, getting out in May. Trump can't reverse it because that's what the law states. So, I mean, guys, this is really bad. Really not good. President Obama is actively trying to destroy the United States of America. He's releasing criminals out into the streets. Why doesn't he just release everybody? Just let everybody go free. I mean, guys, this Lopez character killed multiple people. 60 people were sent to a hospital. 4 were killed. This guy's a murderer. Okay? And Obama just completely obliterated his sentence to where he's getting out in May. He should have gotten life. He had 70 years. He was already, so basically that was life for him. But he had 70 years. Now he's getting out early. Isn't that ridiculous? And it's all thanks to our dear leader, President Obama. Now this guy, this terrorist, is getting out. And then we have the other guy that's getting released too. The one who released confidential information to WikiLeaks pertaining to the military. And these are Obama's final steps as president. I mean, does it really surprise anybody? I mean, we've known that Obama's wanted to change America from the get-go. I mean, like I said before, he said it when he was running back in 2008.
We are 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America.
Has he done that? Has he fundamentally transformed the country? Has he been changing the country ever since he got in there? His primary goal was to destroy the United States, and actively for 8 years he's been doing just that. Everything American he's been trying to do away with, and now he has gotten so far to the point of destroying this country that he is releasing terrorists and criminals out into our streets. Time for him to go.
One lie at a time.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
Get clean with soapandbroom.com. Stay clean with soapandbroom.com. Made in the USA. Soapandbroom.com. Weekly flash sales. Safe for the environment. Soapandbroom.com. Soapandbroom.com.
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
You always want to look your best, but you don't always have time to deal with a necktie that won't cooperate. That's where we come in. Introducing the Never Tie, the only necktie that you never have to tie. Each Never Tie comes with a tie and 2 removable knots that you simply slide on and adjust for your comfort, giving you the perfect look every time. Choose from over 20 stylish designs at thenevertie.com. Enter promo code RADIO1 for discount.
Get clean with soapandbroom.com. Stay clean with soapandbroom.com. Made in the USA. Soapandbroom.com. Weekly flash sales. Safe for the environment. Soapandbroom.com. Soapandbroom.com.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
Obama should be tried for treason. He should be. He's releasing terrorists into the streets. He's releasing criminals into the streets. He's actively trying to spread terror throughout the United States. He's been on this for a while, releasing rapists who are illegals, criminals who are illegals. Guys, this guy is genuinely trying to destroy this nation, to bring terror to this nation. He should be tried for treason. I mean, it's so absolutely absurd. Guys, this guy has had it out for America from the very beginning, as we said. And I'll play the audio clip for you again, because I want to really emphasize this. President Obama, 2008, what did he want to do when he was running?
We are 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America.
Wanted to fundamentally transform the United States of America. He wanted to change America. Why do you want to fundamentally transform something? You want to fundamentally transform it because you don't like it, because it's not working. Now, by fundamentally transforming the United States of America, what does that consist of? What does that mean? Now, fundamentally, what's the definition of fundamentally? In central or primary respects. That's the definition of fundamentally. Okay? Now, what's the foundation of this country? Because we get to fundamentally from dictionary.com, their definition is serving or being an essential part of a foundation or basic or underlying. So, what would be the essential part of a foundation of this country? What is the foundation of this country? The Constitution, right? So when you're running on fundamentally transforming the United States of America,
we are 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America.
That means that you're wanting to completely do away with what is recognized as Americanism. You're wanting to do away with the Constitution. And this president has completely manipulated the Constitution into his own definitions. The amendments haven't changed. The wording in the Constitution hasn't changed. However, the interpretation of the supreme law has changed, as has been done by Obama's Supreme Court appointees, along with some of the other ones that were already appointed before Obama took the office. But has the Constitution changed its interpretation since Obama has been serving as president? Absolutely it has. He has successfully accomplished his goal of fundamentally transforming the United States. His goal was to destroy the wording of the Constitution, to do away with original intent. That was what his primary objective was running in 2008. That's what that audio means. Okay? Well, now here's the thing. President Obama, to further destroy this country, is now releasing criminals, is now releasing terrorists into the streets. This is the Obama legacy. It's a legacy of hatred for America. And I think that the American people should clearly be able to see that, especially with what is being revealed in the last week of his administration. All the way up to the last week of President Obama's administration, he is still actively trying to bring terror and destruction to this nation. This is exactly why the Democratic Party lost. I think that Americans do love their country. I think that Americans do want to see this nation great again. And they're tired of having a president that hates the United States. A president that loves America would not release terrorists back into the streets. They would not, a president that loves this country would not release 5 terrorists back over into the Middle East. 5 terrorist leaders in exchange for a traitor. A president that loves America would want to secure the borders to prevent terrorism and other things that are bringing harm into this nation from coming in. They try to make it out like, oh, well, that's because you hate Latinos. No, we have no problem with Latinos coming into this country as long as they're doing so legally, because the ones that are coming in legally deserve to be protected. They deserve to have protection. The people who are leaving Mexico, coming into the United States, that are doing so for valid reasons and becoming legal United States citizens through the proper process, are fleeing that country because of the crime and because of the destruction that has taken place over there. And when you do not secure that border, that is allowing that destruction, the same exact people, the gangs and all this other stuff, to come into the United States, bringing Mexico's problem into our country. And then where are the people fleeing Mexico, coming into the United States illegally, going to run? Canada? You think Canada is going to protect you? Guys, this president has been the worst in the history of the United States of America. This guy is awful. He is horrible. Never have I seen such absolute willingness to destroy a nation. Ever. I mean, you can study history. This hasn't happened before. We have a president that's actively trying to destroy the country. Jimmy Carter was a nut farmer, okay? So you expected him to be a little bit nutty. He was recognized as being the worst president that we ever had. And then Obama came in. And here you have a guy that's actively trying to destroy the country. At least Jimmy Carter was inept. This guy is actively trying to destroy America. He's been actively trying to do that for a long, long time. His father expressed hatred for America. I mean, just read his book, Dreams from My Father. Also, the important thing that you want to include in there is that when his father's dream is to take out America, notice Obama used the word from, not of. Dreams from my father. Dreams of my father. Dreams from, meaning that his father's dreams became his. This has all been written down. It's all been black and white, clear as day for the American people to see if they would and just ignore it. It's always been that way. It's human nature. In Nazi Germany, the Jews were in those. Were being taken away in those trains. They were not paying attention. It doesn't matter. Politics is meaningless. It doesn't matter. Then you have Donald Trump that runs, a guy that genuinely wants to get the nation back on the right track, that takes a step out of his luxurious life because he genuinely wants to see this country prosper again. And he runs. He defeats all the Republicans. All the establishment Republican types defeated. He gets elected as the nominee. So then he runs in the general election, defeats Hillary Clinton. The American people voted for him. And if you take out New York and California, Donald Trump won the popular vote. Guys, we have to get back to American values, and it involves rejecting liberalism. Liberalism has destroyed this country. And thank God Obama's getting out.
I've got a pen, and I can use that pen to sign executive orders and take executive actions.
PPAP.
I've got a pen.
I have an apple. Apple.
Pen. I've got a pen.
I have pineapple. Pineapple.
Pen.
Apple.
Pen.
Pineapple.
Pen. Pen.
Pineapple. Apple.
Pen. Pen.
Pineapple. Apple.
Pen.
Some say he's the next Rush Limbaugh.
I tell you, this kid's got 90% of Rush's venom with only 10% of the biomass.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
You always want to look your best, but you don't always have time to deal with a necktie that won't cooperate. That's where we come in. Introducing the Never Tie, the only necktie that you never have to tie. Each Never Tie comes with a tie and 2 removable knots that you simply slide on and adjust for your comfort, giving you the perfect look every time. Choose from over 20 stylish designs at thenevertie.com. Enter promo code RADIO1 for discount.
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China...
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventors information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
Hey, did you hear that Obama's new house in D.C. has a big wall around it? Yeah, according to the American Mirror, really nice blog on here. Kyle Olson's is the one who operates it. He's a good guy. But anyway, according to the American Mirror, it turns out that Obama does believe in building protective walls for himself. Photos were published on Wednesday showing crews erecting dark brick pillars and fencing around the northwest D.C. property the soon-to-be former First Family will inhabit for the next 2 years. One photo shows a 6-foot wall of bricks and fence with an opening for the driveway. Another shows crews diligently constructing the security measures to keep the undesirables or deplorables at a safe distance from the Obamas. TMZ published photos last week of crews building the brick pillars. Obama, of course, is not the only liberal politician to oppose a wall for America's protection, but erect one for their own security. During the presidential campaign, Hillary Clinton was exposed for building a huge wall around her New York property. The security guard, in a photo that's listed on the site, gives it some perspective that it must be at least 10 feet high. How about we require former politicians to relocate to the southern border? That way their personal security can double as America's security too. That's Kyle Olson from the American Mirror. So you have Obama being the hypocrite that he is, that's putting up a wall around his new home. We have an audio bit here that I want to get to. It's of Bernie Sanders. He was really just completely torn apart by, I think her name's Betsy DeVos, and she's DeVos. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. But anyway, she's Trump's pick for education secretary. And she's going through the confirmation process through the Senate, and Bernie Sanders is talking about free college, and Betsy decided to shoot Bernie Sanders down. Go ahead and listen to this. This is an audio bit that took place, I believe it was, yesterday on the 18th, and it's really good. Go ahead and listen.
Thank you. In your statement, your prepared statement, you say, and I quote, students should make informed choices about what type of education they want to pursue post-high school and have access to high-quality options. Some of us believe that we should make public colleges and universities tuition-free so that every young person in this country, regardless of income, does have that option.
Now, I want to remind you something real quick here. Nothing is ever free. Somebody always has to pay for it. Learned that from my 3rd grade teacher. And it's absolutely right. Someone always has to pay for it. Nothing's ever free. So Bernie Sanders apparently never learned that since the only job that he's had is a government job. So he thinks that his paycheck comes from thin air. But anyway, go ahead and listen to this because he's not done, and she shut him down pretty good.
That's not the case today. Will you work with me and others to make public colleges and universities tuition-free through federal and state efforts?
Free.
Well, Senator, I think that's a really interesting idea, and it's really great to consider and think about. But I think we also have to consider the fact that there's nothing in life that's truly free. Somebody's going to pay for it. And so.
And what about Bernie Sanders? What did he do? He did that old man grunt. Oh, sorry, Bernie, it's true. Bernie Sanders ran a campaign a lot like an elementary school president, okay, class president. You're running, you're giving free stuff to all the kids in the class. Vote for me, you get free candy. That's Bernie Sanders for you. He's using elementary school president talking points in real life presidential politics. And you know, the sad thing is that the little kiddos that were millennials, a large portion of them were going for Bernie. They still haven't grown out of elementary school. It's pathetic. But guys, it's the truth. Nothing is ever free. Someone's always going to have to pay for it. Take responsibility for your debt, pay it off. But the thing is that I do have to say, colleges do rip you off. They do rip you off. I mean, I'm learning that getting ready to enter college. A lot of it's a ripoff. And one thing, if you really want to reduce the cost of college, personally, this is what I think. High school is nothing but general requirements. Okay, you take science, you take math, you take English, language arts, you take all of these different classes, civics, social studies. That's your general requirements, right? You want to really reduce the cost of college? Then let's get rid of general requirements and not make that a requirement, okay? If you really want to reduce stuff, then let's do that. But, you don't hear anyone talking about that. The liberal left, when it comes to education and stuff like that, they don't mention it. They don't talk about it. They stay away from it. Education is important. But guys, the fact of the matter is that in all truth, the cost that these colleges charge for just one student is enough to pay the professor. Just one student in some of these colleges is enough to pay the professor for a year. I mean, so when you go to major university, reduce the college cost. Get rid of general requirements. They are not needed. And let's make this thing a little bit simpler, a little bit better. But you know what? It's the best game out there. College, I mean, it really is. It is the best business to get into if you really want to look at ripping people off and something that is secure. Because all the way from preschool or kindergarten to 12th grade, you were told, go to college, 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 go to college. And what do you do when you go to college? You get in a bunch of debt. You get in a bunch of debt and you take a bunch of classes that you really don't need, that you're not going to really remember. And I'm referring to general requirements. Doesn't really make much of a difference. If you're not going to math-related field, what do you have to take trig? Stuff like that. You understand the point that I'm making here. But really, I mean, why do you need all this stuff when you're not going to use it? Get rid of the classes that no one needs, that no one has to learn, and put only the classes in there that are necessary to whatever occupation or whatever path that you desire to go on. That's how it should be, but that's not the way that it is. So Bernie, you want to really help out making college more affordable? Get rid of the general requirements rather than trying to make everything free, because it's not going to be free. It's just going to be put on the backs of the working class. So we're going to be paying our college debts off for the rest of our lives along with everyone else's rather than paying it off eventually. So yeah, Bernie, you're making it worse for us. Shut up. But yeah, so that's Bernie Sanders for you. He's off his rocker. And we have another thing here that I'll probably get to in the next segment, or try to anyway. But you have this Huffington Post writer that was on with Tucker Carlson talking about how Donald Trump should be stripped of the presidency and replaced by Hillary Clinton. A Huffington Compost writer decided to say that. So yeah, they're bonkers. But we have another thing here, and I'll go ahead and tell you this. This is from thehill.com, and before we get to the break, I can cover this. General Mad Dog Mattis has been approved as defense secretary by the Senate panel. So that's good. The Senate approved Armed Service Committee, the Senate Armed Services Committee on Wednesday approved the selection of retired General James Mattis to be defense secretary, setting him up to be confirmed by the full Senate as soon as President-elect Donald Trump is inaugurated and officially nominates him. The committee voted 26-1 to recommend Mattis to the full chamber, meaning the nomination will be sent straight to the Senate without referral to the committee. According to a committee statement, the lone no vote came from Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, a Democrat from New York. Surprise, surprise. So Gillibrand had previously vowed to oppose Mattis over concerns that he hasn't been retired from the military for as long as the law requires defense secretaries to be. Whatever. Mattis retired in 2013. The law requires defense secretaries to be out for at least 7 years. But Congress passed a waiver last week that allows Mattis to bypass the law. So there you go. He can serve.
Keeping America straight.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
You always want to look your best, but you don't always have time to deal with a necktie that won't cooperate. That's where we come in. Introducing the Never Tie, the only necktie that you never have to tie. Each Never Tie comes with a tie and 2 removable knots that you simply slide on and adjust for your comfort, giving you the perfect look every time. Choose from over 20 stylish designs at thenevertie.com. Enter promo code RADIO1 for discount.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
So we have Tucker Carlson that had this raging liberal on from Huffington Compost. And this guy apparently thought that Trump should be stripped of the presidency and replaced with Hillary. Go ahead and listen to the audio.
Congressman John Lewis has called Donald Trump's presidency illegitimate, but not many people have been willing to ask the obvious follow-up question. If Trump isn't the legitimate president, who is? One person who has made that argument is Huffington Post writer Alex Mahajer. He wrote a piece on Sunday calling Hillary Clinton, quote, the rightful president-elect of the United States, and said a federal judge ought to intervene to keep Trump from taking office and hand the presidency to someone else.
Notice how everything's federal judges now?
From Los Angeles.
Liberals don't get the way.
So
Thanks for having me, Tucker.
How does this work exactly? I mean, the rest of us sort of assume that once you win the presidential election, you get to be president, but you say no.
Well, my argument is that 66 million Americans voted for Hillary Clinton. She won the popular vote by 3 million votes or so, about 2.1%.
All right, freeze it real quick right there, all right? Like I said before, if you take out California and New York, Donald Trump would have won the popular vote. That's why we have the Electoral College, so some of these states don't get this overwhelming amount of power like New York and California, right? Or the little states like mine, West Virginia, would be worthless. So, yeah, this guy's argument's invalid. Keep going, though.
And there are legitimate questions as to the way that Donald Trump won the election, particularly with regard to the Russian interventionism, and then, of course, FBI Director James Comey's letter to Congress.
Okay, freeze it. Okay, I want to stop it one more time. All right, so this guy is saying that because Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, allegedly won the popular vote, that she should be the president. She should be given the presidency. That's an interesting concept. Why doesn't the same apply to the Democratic Party's primary election? Because if we go back to 2008, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote against President Obama. More people voted for Hillary Clinton than President Obama in the Democratic primary. Yet Obama still won the nomination for the Democrats in 2008. So if Democrats are all that concerned about the popular vote, wouldn't that mean that Hillary was rightfully the Democratic nominee in 2008? Why do we need delegates? Why do we need any of that? Why don't we just let the people vote on the Democratic side then? I'll tell you why. It's because this Huffington Post writer is a liberal that is completely brain dead and is trying to manipulate their way into getting Hillary in the White House, even though they don't apply the same standards to their own party's politics. It's pathetic.
Before the election that was meant to bring about questions as to criminal wrongdoing by the Democratic nominee a week before the election, which we have evidence that shows that it had an impact on the outcome of the election, that late-breaking voters decided en masse, late-deciding voters, rather, decided that they were going to vote for Donald Trump in a way that skewed the election for him. So,
yeah, I mean, being under FBI investigation does not help. No, I wouldn't doubt that at all. Yeah. To the Russian thing.
So, good job,
I want to
Tucker.
talk to you. So you had this piece in the Huffington Post about this, and it was long, and you had bullet points listing all the reasons, and a lot of people shared that piece. It was widely read. One of the bullet points you gave on there, I think it was number 3, you put up on, and I think we have it on the screen, you put up a page from a magazine from 1987 that you said shows, and this piece claims, that Donald Trump was 30 years ago recruited by the Soviets to run for president of the United States. This is a piece from a publication called Executive Intelligence Review. It's from your piece, keep in mind. Do you know what Executive Intelligence Review is?
It's a news publication. It's the EIR. They have lots of archives of stories going back through the 80s. And that article is detailing... Go on.
But do you know who publishes it?
There's a bit of a delay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, do you know who publishes Executive Intelligence Review? It's the Lyndon LaRouche cult, the anti-Semitic cult.
Lyndon LaRouche, that's right.
So an anti-Semitic cult publishes that, and this guy from Huffington Post was using that for information. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you for listening to us. For more information on the Caiden Cowger program, go to CaidenCowgerProgram.com. For the latest news exposing the left, go to CowgerNation.com. Thank you, and God bless. And remember, next time you hear my voice on the radio, Donald Trump will be president.